Hey, welcome back to Bargain Hunters. This is episode number 8. John, welcome back. Happy New Year, my friend. How you doing?
Hey, Steve. Happy New Year to you. Thanks for having me on again. And it's great to kind of join you again here and talk about our hunts and talk about new hunts.
So what we're going to do here. So if you remember correctly, our last episode, we were on with Theo on the Four Collectors channel, and we were chasing Roberto Clemente. And what we weren't able to do at that time was spin the wheel. So what we're going to do here today, we thought we would do a quick recap of our first 7 Bargain Hunter episodes, show the cards that we ended up picking up. And then at the end, we will do the official first spin for 2025 and see who we're chasing. I think, John, we still have 24 names on the wheel. So,
gosh. Is it that many still? Yeah, I think we did have a pretty big wheel. Yeah, I look forward to seeing who's up next here, who's stepping up to the plate or the pitcher's mound, if you will, if it's a pitcher. But yeah,
it was a fun year for. I know we've talked about this a lot. I really enjoyed doing this, John. I enjoyed doing it both with you. I enjoyed doing it when Topher and when Theo were on. It's just a lot of fun.
Great guests or people, friends of ours in the hobby joining us on these have been a real nice extra little addition to the to what we're doing.
Yeah, I hope to have more people join us this year. So as you're watching, if you're interested, please reach out to me. Maybe if we get the right person, the right spin on the wheel, who knows, we might reach out to somebody who specializes in that player and see if they want to jump in. So before we get started in reviewing, just a couple quick thoughts, John. We had 7. We did 7. We've done 7 Bargain Hunters. So the first one was Willie Stargell, followed by Ernie Banks, followed by Roger Maris. Then it was George Brett, Veda Pinson, Sandy Koufax, and Roberto Clemente. So on those 7,
pretty good lineup right there that we did.
Yeah, it's a great lineup. The money that we had to spend over those 7 was $270. So on average, we spent $38.57 for the 7 cards we're going to share with you guys here as a review of the 2024 Bargain Hunters.
I think we did pretty well for an average of $38 actually. So makes me in some ways makes me like these cards even more.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the kind of cool thing about it is, we had to work for them a bit, which is fun.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
so
it sent me anyway in some new directions that I just wasn't planning. Or I wouldn't have planned to try or go down if it wasn't for this, fun adventure we're doing here. So.
Yeah, you've been very creative.
For whatever reason, I felt like trying something new as part of what we're doing that I probably would not have done if I was just looking for them on my own. So that's been great. I've loved that.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with you. It's been fun. I don't need a whole lot of excuse to chase any of these people on our wheel because they're such great names. But looking forward to it. So how about we do this? We're going to start out by showing you guys each of our pickups in the order that we have it. So let me adjust the screen a little. And John, the first person we picked was Willie Stargell, and we had $35 to work with.
Yep.
This is the card that I ended up with. I ended up with the 1972 Willie Stargell and an SGC 5.
Yep. And I ended up with this 1981 Fleer in a PSA 10. So, we didn't actually talk about this ahead of time, Steve, but I actually really like having the cards up together like this. This is actually really good.
Yeah, I think it looks really cool.
So, here's the back on this.
Get that glare out of there. But that's a beautiful card,
There's
John.
There's Pops, 2 great Pops cards there.
Yep, 2 great pop cards
really the sweet one.
for $35 or less. So that was awesome. Episode number 2, we had Ernie Banks, and we had $20 to spend on Mr. Banks.
I think this was the challenge of challenges, to be honest with you. Here, I'll throw mine first. How about we switch the order here? We'll do like tennis or something. So I picked up a 1970 Topps and a Barely Fair SGC 1.5. Way off center. It's got some creasing and some really rounded corners. But gosh, I got a vintage card of him for $20.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite cards because it reminds me of a childhood card I had. So I picked up a leaders card, this 1969 League Leaders card. So I picked this up in an SGC4. At the time when I picked it up, it had Banks and McCovey, 2 Hall of Famers, plus Richie Allen. But now it's a 3 Hall of Famer card. So
you got three
three
hopers on that one now. Way to go.
3. Yep. Anytime I can get 3 Hall of Famers on a card, and for I think it was around $16, less than $20. Let's put it that way. I'm in. So
that was a win for sure. Nice one there.
So next guy up I was excited about is our first non-Hall of Famer. It was Roger Maris. I didn't have any Maris in my collection. We both kind of went the same route on Maris.
That's right.
You actually took the title Bargain Hunter to its extreme on your card, so which I love.
Yeah, I think I did some nice negotiating on this one with the seller. Yeah,
you did. So the first one I got was this beautiful post card, and what I love about this one, right, is when I bought it, by the way, it was not graded. I did send it in to get graded, and it came back authentic. I was a little disappointed because I see black lines, so I thought this might have graded, but still a cool card. And the thing I love about this card is it shows the stats from the year he broke the record. So
yep.
I was really happy to pick this one.
Now, what's better than 1 bowl of cereal than 2 bowls of cereal? And so I actually went for the year he did he broke the AL, or the Major League home run record, I should say. This is the 1961 post, and it's in a PSA 3. And I bought it slabbed already, and I can't remember what the seller actually had it listed for, but I managed to get it for $25. I think that was our price, right?
25 is all we had.
I got it for $25. I'm still pretty darn happy with this pickup. So these are blank backs. So
yeah, mine's the advertised.
These are both 2 sweet cards. That's right. You had the cool, interesting back that I think was like in Life magazine or something.
Yeah, but that card of yours was literally the definition of bargain hunter or bargain negotiating, I should say.
I managed. So, yeah, that's right. I think I even said I'll plug your eBay store or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that. So yeah, that was cool. I mean, they've all been cool, but that one was pretty memorable.
Episode number 4 was the great George Brett, where we had I think we had $30 to spend on Mr. Brett.
Good old Yankee killer George Brett.
Yep, your favorite player.
To me, and I say that with all due respect, to me, he's not like Darth Vader kind of thing, but he's like super villain of my formative baseball years. So in that way, I have all the respect in the world for him like that. So I actually really enjoyed this bargain hunt, and this is what I came up with here for this one. This is a Donruss 1981. I think he's got a couple of cards in the set, and this was the MVP card. It's SGC 9.5. And I think what was it? $30 you said was the number? Yep. I think I got it for the max. I think I got it for exactly that.
Yeah, that's a beauty. Yeah. I have a lot of that Donruss set. I love that set. And the Brett cards, every one of his cards in that set is pretty sweet.
It's a nice card. It's a nice pose. And he's got the chaw going and everything. So
yep. I stayed with the serial route and got this 1978 George Brett in a PSA 8.
Wow.
I'm a fan of the Kellogg's cards. Some people are, some people aren't. I'm a big fan of picking up the Kellogg's cards, and I was pretty excited to add this one.
That's a sweet one
to the collection. So I think we both did really well with Mr. Brett.
Yeah, these were good. Actually, this one I remember picking up an extra card that I showed on that video where I didn't use it for the entry, but I picked up a hostess card of him. But I think it was 78 too, and I love that card. It's just super cool because that one really brought me back as a kid. seeing those cut to see one of those, to have one of those in the collection. And that's the only one I have since I got back in. So that was a really fun pickup too.
Yep. Episode number 5 was our next non-Hall of Famer. That was a guy I really like, a guy I think should be in the Hall of Fame. That was Veda Pinson.
Yep. He had a real good career.
He was a heck of a ball player. And, I picked up the 1964 Veda Pinson Giant. And then I picked it up ungraded, and then I
that was an amazing find.
And then I sent it off to be graded, and I got it back right before we recorded. And so this cost me $9 to buy it, $15 to grade it. So it was $23. I think our target was $35. So, and I love this. This is one of my favorite pictures of Veda Pinson.
Well done on that one. That's a beautiful card. That's fantastic. I still don't have a Giant in my collection, and I need to get one. I got to get one this year. Here's what I picked up. 3 I need to send in. I picked up a 1962 Topps Pinson in a PSA 7. I remember paying the max for this one. 35 it was? Yep, yeah, 35 I paid for this one. I can't remember if I got this on ComC or eBay. I kind of split up most of these purchases between the two. There was a few I picked up on ComC. I think this was an eBay pickup. But that's a beautiful card. But this one was it's just centering was pretty good, and the corners were sharp. I mean, it's a 7 from 1962. So in that regard, and the wood grain borders no less, that's what kind of, to have it in that grade with the wood grain, that was hard to turn away from. So that's what I picked up. That's huge to get a 62 and a 7 for. And it's a nice pose too. Yeah, it's a nice pose too. So. Yeah, he's got a lot of really nice cards. I'm a big great cards here. Veda Pinson, so love these ones. Episode number 6 was fun for a couple reasons. One, it was our first guest appearance. We brought Topher, the Cincinnati Kid, in to sell the cards. And 2, we were chasing, one of my top 2 or 3 players I like to collect, and that's Sandy Koufax, right? He's a favorite of a lot of people, Steve. I think he's got. He doesn't have a ton of cards because he cut his career short a little bit and he went out on top, so to speak. But he's got some great cards to chase and to add to any collection. And this one, for whatever reason, again, I wanted to try to go against the grain, so to speak, or just something maybe I wouldn't necessarily seek out. But I did on this one too, and I picked up a Topps Venezuela. I managed to find a 1964 Topps Venezuela of Sandy, featuring Sandy. It's a leader's card. But it's also card number 1 in the set, no less, too. And it's in a PSA 1. And it's definitely a 1. It's, the creasing and the wear doesn't totally come through here. But, gosh, the fact that I managed to pick this up for, was it $40, 40, 50? $50, right? 50 was our target. I think I got it for, it was somewhere between 45 and 50, I think I got it for. Here's the back. The fact that so the main thing to me, the selling point on this was that there's almost no or absolutely no, white kind of, it was in a scrapbook or on a wall, tape, or whatever you want to call it. So in that regard, it's fairly clean. It's just, beat up. But it is card number 1. That's an extremely clean back for a Venezuelan. Exactly. That's what sold me on it. Yeah. That was a huge pickup. So I was pretty happy to have this one. Oh, you should. So Topher and I ended up getting the same card. I picked up the League Leaders card, and I love this is one of my favorite cards of all time. I'm a Dodger fan, so that's what helps. Love the blue on that. It's like a perfect match to them. It is. It's a perfect Dodger blue, and I end up getting Sandy Koufax and the great Don Drysdale on one card. Got this in an SGC 6. I'm totally stoked with this purchase, and it was slightly under 50. So once again, I think. I know you crushed it with the Venny. I'm really happy with mine. Once again, I think Koufax was really strong. So, and then there's great cards to be out there for reasonable prices. There's some fantastic cards. So the last one we did, and this was one I
was hoping that everybody saw it. We were on For Collectors channel with Theo, Clemente collector, and we picked up Clemente cards, and we bumped our price up to 75.
We went for it on this one.
Special
We should have.
edition.
Yeah.
Before we share our cards, I just want to say, and no offense, Theo, but John and I both kicked your ass in this one. So if you remember, Theo's one remark that he could say is, "You guys aren't tough enough on each other. You're too nice to each other. Be mean." So I was just trying to take a little bit of Theo's advice, but seriously, I had a blast doing it with Theo. He picked up a couple great cards. By the way, Theo made us an introductory video that I didn't have time to get it on this video, but I'm going to put my mind to making sure that's the first on our first chase of 2025, that we somehow figure out how to put the Theo intro in there, because it was really cool of him. So thanks again, Theo.
It was cool. Yeah, thank you for that. That was really cool of you to do. Thank you.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Here's the card I picked up. So I picked up the 72 Daily Juice in a PSA 7. So I was really happy with this card. And I picked it up for the exact $75. I just think it's a great picture of Clemente. And
yeah, it is. I love the gold hat, actually. It's cool.
It is.
I picked up the, and I like that both of our pickups have like facsimile signatures of him. He's had a great signature. I picked up a 1964 Wheaties stamp of Roberto Clemente, and it's in a PSA 4. And if for some, by chance you didn't catch the Clemente episode on For Collectors, we'll have a link to it in the description below. You might recognize this photo. It's basically the 1961 Topps Clemente, but it also was used on this 64 Wheaties card, and I love it. I love this portrait here because it's so much brighter than the 61 card. It's just, for whatever reason, it's just in a dimmer kind of tint on that card. And so I just really love picking this one up and finding it. It's a blank back. Again, our number was 75 for this. I got this for just under 70, I think, before tax and shipping. So
that's such a clean card. That's a great
it really
card.
is. It's got a little bit of a dimple on the back. So
well, if you're gonna have a dimple, that's the spot you want it, right?
Right. For me, it's a perfect card. Centering's good. It's a clean image. I love it.
So there you have it. That's our review of 2024. It was a fun year. I think we did really well, John. And I think based on response, people are enjoying watching us make this do this chase. So now it's time. Let's figure out who the first person is we're going to take on for 2025. So should we do the money first, or the player? Which do we want to do?
Player.
All right. So we are going to do player first. So like I said, there are 24 names on this wheel. I'm going to shuffle it a couple times. And let's see who we're chasing, John. Willie McCovey.
Okay.
I'm a huge
stretch action. I like that.
I am a huge McCovey fan. All right, so now I have to come back in here and I have to stop screen. And now we're going to go chase how much money we have for.
He's got a lot of cards. He played a pretty long time.
He did. And I have a lot of his cards already. So I'm not going to shuffle this wheel. I'm just going to let it go, because if I shuffle it, I end up, the numbers get moved around too much. So let's just spin it and see where we come out.
Willie McCovey for
$35.
All right, 35.
Okay.
Good solid number there. We should be able to find. There'll be some nice gets at that price for sure.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of options. Like you said, his first card was
Well, he's
1960.
undervalued. He's an undervalued Hall of Famer.
I agree.
So,
I mean, I actually picked up a beat up version of his rookie card for $35. So
yeah,
I mean,
I think that's in play. I think it's in play easily. You know,
and you can go all the way. You can go all the way up to, I think, 78 or 79 is the last couple cards, I think. So there's a lot of options here with Willie McCovey. Anybody out there, a McCovey fan, wants to join us, holler out. Let me know. I'll be more than happy to get you an invite. Otherwise, hey, it's been a blast. I am so stoked for 2025. Looking forward to it. John, you're wearing your Penn State shirt today, by the way.
I am. I'm rocking the Nittany Lions. Shout out to my brother Frank. Let's go Lions here. You know, I'm not a I don't have a rooting interest really. I mean, I'm rooting for Penn State in the end, but I don't dislike Notre Dame either. So I'm just looking for a great game, frankly. It's the Orange Bowl, I believe. So it's in one of the classic bowls as a semifinal for the playoff. It should be a great game, I think.
It should be. It should be a really good game. They both have, I mean, Notre Dame's peaking at the right time. Penn State's had a really good year. It should be fun to watch.
Yep. I think some people would say they wouldn't have expected to be in this position given the year Indiana had and Ohio State, but here they are. So, yeah.
They were Ohio State.
They're
Indiana,
a very good team.
Penn State were the best teams in the conference, in Oregon, right? And,
right. In Oregon, I forgot. Man, gosh, it's like the Big 50, right? Not the Big 10.
It is. All right, everybody. Hope everybody had a great New Year. Thanks for checking in. And the next time we talk to you, it'll be to share our Willie McCovey cards. So thanks for watching. Take care.
All right.
Have a good evening.
Thanks, everyone. Good seeing you all, and looking forward to this one. Take care, Steve.
You too, John.